Hello everyone, I'm Ali'i with Windward Community College, and you're watching Creative Quench, the show featuring unique custom mocktails along with special guests talking story about their art and their lives while pondering the artistry of their drinks. Today we are joined by local artist Shar Tuiʻasoa, better known as Punky Aloha. You may have seen her work art in the Honolulu Magazine, Pixar Studios, the New York Times, and more. You can also find her prints at various products at places like the Honolulu Museum of Art, the Polu Galleries, as well as her website, which we'll link in the description. Shar is best known for her creative and immersive paintings that highlight Pacifica culture, surf culture, and Wahine art. Hello, Shar.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So, these are our mocktails.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. So, first question. How influential was attending WCC to your art career? What classes do you feel enriched your experience as an artist?
I think WCC, I can't say enough, honestly. WCC changed everything for me, and it was my first time. I had always drawn in my sketchbook growing up, going through school, always sketching, but I wasn't like that great of an artist, to be honest. And WCC was the first place I came to where I actually started to learn technique. I learned a little bit of discipline, and more importantly, I had instructors that kind of believed in me and guided me to where I needed to go. So WCC has so much to do with where I ended up going with my artwork, and just coming back here has been so special to me. I mean, I really cut my teeth in these studios. This studio, I mean, just hours and hours spent here just learning and making mistakes and having little wins. So yeah, it's been a huge influence on where I am now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It must be amazing to be back in here, yeah.
It's crazy. I'm trying, I get a little emotional. I mean, I spent years here and I was a student that I kind of just came to just take art classes. So I took the same art classes over and over and over again with Snowden and Norm and Bryce and Jonathan Bussey. I mean, any art class that was available, I took and just lived here, created community here. I made lifelong friends here. Yeah, it's been really cool to be back.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna take a sip of the unnamed mocktail that we have no idea what's
Unnamed.
in it. Unnamed.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Stir it up. Stir it up.
Oh my God.
That is pretty great.
Holy cow. Good bartender.
Okay, for our second question. From your website, we can see that you are using your art tool as a tool for activism. Could you share how you view the role of your art in that context?
Oh, sure. And I don't even know that I ever have meant to do it. I think my family and my husband are always telling me to stay out of it, you know what I mean? But sometimes you can't really help it because art is your self-expression, and to feel these deep emotions towards issues that affect your community and not be able to express that the way that you literally express everything, it's not fair to yourself. And going back, I was just thinking about this. When I first started taking art classes, in my mind, I was like, well, I want to be like my heroes. I want to be like Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and Tom Morello and Zach De La Roca. I want to say something with my art. So I was taking art classes and political science classes at the same time. Clearly I'm not I don't go down into activism all that often, but I think there's a part of me that's always going to kind of have my pulse on what's going on, and if I feel the need to speak about it through my art, I will. And hopefully if anything, it finds the right audience and they feel empowered or healed by it. If nothing else, I mean, yeah, it's something it's hard to avoid doing. just probably being sensitive to anything that goes around you, like a lot of creatives are. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Third question, how do you create a contract for commissions? So this is a current artist student at WCC asking these questions. What are some of the most important things to include? How do you handle revisions? What boundaries do you set? How many do you suggest to allow?
Fabulous questions, and these are things I wish I had learned in all of my years at art school. No one ever talked to me about this. But yes, so your contract, there are some really important things to consider and think about. Firstly, being usage and what you are licensing over to whoever is hiring you. So your art should belong to you. But when you get hired to do something, you have options in your contract, whether you want to license it out, which means you retain full rights to it. You can pull that license when you want to, but you are licensing it out for them to use for 1 year, 2 years in perpetuity, whatever, but you still own the rights. That's one way you can do it. Or a company can offer a full buyout, which you don't want to do, because that means they can take your art and do with it whatever they want for the rest of your life, or the life of the art, or the life of their company. And they can put it on merchandise, they can make profit off of it, and they don't ever have to give you anything else. So that's not exactly smart, but if they want to do a full buyout, they should pay you handsomely for that. Licensing is what I usually do. So like, I'll license it out and I'll set terms. They're coming to you for a service, so be brave and let them know, listen, like, I'm licensing this to you for this amount of money, this is my art fee, this is my licensing fee, and you get it for 2 years, and after 2 years, you have to renew and negotiate a license. So that keeps the power in your courts, which I think is really important to protect your rights as an artist. So I think that's kind of the most important part to me as a contract, and setting boundaries in that contract. Like, I'm licensing you this work, you can't use it on product, or you can't use it in this way, or if you use it outside of the scope of what we're putting in this contract, we need to talk. So yeah, to be really technical, those are really important terms to put in your contract to just remember to protect yourself and your art.
The second question for that part of the question is, if they give you a contract, what do you look for? Yes, I look for those exact things, like making sure that I'm maintaining the rights, looking for how they want to use it. Those are the main things I think I'm usually looking at. If you have anyone like that can help you look over your contracts too, that I think that's really helpful to ask other working artists. Like, don't be afraid to reach out and ask them to look over it with you. So just in case you're missing anything, I think utilizing community is something that we don't talk about enough, you know, like just simply reaching out to someone and asking them what they think about it, you know. I think that's important. And in some cases, you want to also, like, when you get certain clients, like I did work for Apple, you have to be really careful, because in that contract with like businesses like that or companies like that, like I'm not even allowed to talk about working with them. I'm not allowed to like put it on my social media. I'm not allowed to put it on my portfolio for 5 years. Wow. So you have to think about that too, like if that's okay with you, or if that's a no-go, then yeah, just be aware of what like the terms of the contracts are. It was like tart and fizzy and thick. It could be a meal. Definitely, I feel like there's lavender in that.
You've got a good palate. I don't know.
I'm also cheating because it says lavender.
Oh. I was like, wow, that's very specific. Good for you.
That is good. All right. Fourth question. Before your arts career took off, what kind of things did you do to make a living? Did you work a day job at the same time as trying to get your art business off the ground? Struggles, question mark, thoughts on the starving artist myth?
Starving artist myth. You know, it is not quite a myth when you're trying to get going. But for when I was going to school here, I was bartending and waiting tables. I bartended over at Hollywood Joe's. And I waited tables like at Zia's. Anna Joe's. So I did that while taking classes. And then when I graduated with my illustration degree from the continent, when I came back home, I had a brand new baby. So I was just kind of going insane at home and not working at all. And then when I first started to get work, it was like, we were struggling so bad. We were broke. And I just kind of started taking really small jobs, doing literally anything I could within like the art world, which like I would do, my auntie was, or my cousin was teaching like hula classes in California, and she wanted a flyer. So I did that for her, and I think she paid me like $100. But I was like, $100, you know, I'm a working artist now, you know, like I've done it. But it was so small, and I didn't get a lot of that, but it at least gave me the confidence to start putting myself out there more. And then I would do like somebody's logo, even though I don't do logos. But, you know, someone would pay me, you know, $100 here, a couple hundred here. And it was like a really slow moving thing. And I'd set little mini goals, like if I can consistently make enough money to, you know, pay one of the bills, that's like a huge win.
Yeah.
And yeah, so a lot of struggling and just humbling yourself and taking on whatever jobs came your way. Even if it didn't quite feel like, oh, this is like the dreamy job you want to do, or even if it's jobs asking me to do art stuff that I had no idea how to do, like is a very real thing. And, you know, YouTube, College of YouTube is incredible that we have that right at our fingertips now. So yeah, I would take on jobs that I had no idea what I was doing and just kind of like be like, oh yeah, totally can do that for you, and like just stress out and figure out how to do it. Yeah, a lot of really small jobs, and eventually they slowly build over time. But yeah, it's a struggle for sure, and you just have to really, really love art, because it doesn't always make a lot of money. You just have to love doing it, you know? Yeah.
Just do what you love.
Yes, I would do this for free, you know? I would probably, I think I never want to retire. I never want to stop making art. I just want to make art until I can't hold a paintbrush anymore.
I love that. I love that. Fifth question. What motivated you to create Punky Aloha Scholarship? And how does it feel to be able to help and give back to the Pacifica community?
Oh my gosh. I think making a scholarship is something I've always wanted to do, and that kind of comes right back to WCC, because I was able to attend the Atelier program here only because Snowden Hodges was kind enough and believed in me enough to help me get scholarships to do it. And it changed so much about like how I've thought about myself, and like even the technique that I got from doing it. Just having someone say like, I think you're good enough, we want to like help you do this program, meant the world to me. You know, it made me feel like I could do this, and I just wanted to be able to give that to somebody else. And for particularly Pacifica people, because I've noticed being in this space, there's just not a ton of us. And I think for me, I've never seen it, like growing up, I didn't see it a lot, like someone who looked like me and came from my experiences working in these spaces, just didn't see it, you know? And I want our people to know that this is a path that they can take, and they shouldn't be afraid to. And hopefully like giving them a scholarship opportunity might, you never know, like who's waiting in the wings. We could have, you know, the next great artist come out of it. And I just want to see more of our people like thrive in any space they want to be in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you felt when you first watched Moana?
Oh. I'm the team of Moana that loved Moana. I loved it. I remember going to the theater and watching it and just sobbing, like a sobbing mess the entire time. Because I grew up loving Disney, and for having such a huge animation studio, the biggest in the world, like take on our cultures and give it the like just the professional treatment. Like it was like such a grand thing, and hearing our harmonies and just even seeing our practices and our people when she put her hair up in the bun, couldn't keep it together the whole time. To this day, every time I watch it or I hear something from the movie, I get chicken skin and I get just emotional. It's like just seeing yourself. I think for me, it was a moment in time where I didn't realize how badly I needed to see myself until you see it.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's been missing for my whole life. We need more of that, you know?
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel.
Pour the lime juice over.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
This is nice.
Incredible.
Okay. Lime juice
Okay.
overhead.
Ooh.
Look how good, little mermaid tail. That's crazy. Cheers to this.
Cheers.
Seriously, though. Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh, it's like a mojito.
We're sending you home with a sugar rush.
Oh my God. I'll need it.
Yes. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Ooh. These are incredible.
Okay. Now we're diving into our lightning round. So, shoot them out and
Okay.
your answers. How do you manage your time between work life and personal life?
I don't.
Okay. How do you deal with burnout?
I don't.
I love that for you. What advice or strategies do you have for creating an art portfolio?
Oh, to make the art that you want to get hired to do.
Love that. What would you recommend to artists looking to learn art from the business side of art?
Oh, what would I recommend? Start working.
Start working. What do you think about AI and how it might affect those in the art?
Boo.
Boo AI.
Boo
I
AI.
agree. What are your thoughts on copyright?
Oh, copyright your art.
If you weren't an active artist, what other arts-related work or career had you considered or that appeals to you?
I would be a Pacific Islander historian.
Love that. Yes, Fish and Music. And that is it for the lightning round.
Oh wow,
Good
that's
job.
stressful.
That's great. Okay, number 7. In an article, you mentioned that you consciously chose the look of your current artwork to appeal to certain audiences. Who are those audiences?
Oh, I guess I don't want it to be just for Pacific Islanders, but obviously that's who I have in mind.
Yeah.
But I want everyone to be able to relate to what I do because we're relatable people.
Right.
We're amazing.
Exactly. And then the second part to that question is, what was your strategy for choosing and reaching your artists? Big brand companies, comma, cultural organizations, comma, etc., question mark.
Wait, what was that question?
What was your strategy for choosing and reaching your audiences?
Oh, like how did I get to those bigger companies?
Yeah,
Kinda?
I guess.
Well, I think I've always had it in my mind. Like I'm an illustrator, and that is like specifically geared towards like the commercial world, like mainstream art. So in my mind, I've always wanted to have that kind of career where you're working on collaborative projects that reach a huge audience. So I created work that was a little more commercially friendly. And with every client I had, no matter big or small, I acted as if like, well, this is gonna lead me to working with like, you know, the bigger dream companies. So I just always had it in my mind that I just need to be prepared. One day they'll come knocking and I just wanna be really ready for that day.
So like,
yeah.
kind of like prepare for future blessings.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. Like greeting opportunity with preparation is something that I always have in my mind. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my God!
Wow, it has a sombrero. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. I should be taking pictures of all of these.
Honestly, yeah.
Should open up like a bar or something, like
My pineapple.
a mocktail bar.
Yeah,
Okay, that's just gonna have to be how it is.
it's beautiful, Trish.
Thank you.
Okay, well, there's definitely pineapple in this.
There really is a pineapple in this.
All right, let's try it.
Okay. Cheers. Cheers. Ooh.
It tastes like, you ever had pineapple on pizza?
No.
No?
We don't do that. Okay. I love pineapple, but I don't know how to grow on pizza.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
This is what it tastes like, though. This is what pineapple on
This
pizza
is
tastes
really
like.
good. Maybe I should. I don't know.
Is that habanero sauce?
This is really good. It might be one of my favorites.
Tropical heat wave.
Oh my gosh. This is really good. I like pineapples.
Ooh, okay. Delish. All right, question 8. Do you have any art/job flops/failures that you feel comfortable discussing, and what lessons have you learned
So
from it?
many, actually. Yes, of course. You have to fail a bunch, right, to get any sort of accomplishments or wins. So I've got a lot of them. I still fail to this day. I think I still do projects or work on projects that I don't think like come out good. I mean, even when I look, and this is true, I think your entire career as an artist is like you look back at work you made a year ago and you kind of cringe and you think like, oh God, like I can see mistakes here and I would have done this differently. So well, that still happens to this day, but there's been projects where I think I missed really important deadlines, which you're just not supposed to do, but I do that all the time. Or projects that maybe felt rushed, you know, and then I wasn't really happy with the end result. But all you can do is do better the next time.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it. You know, you're gonna make tons of mistakes for the rest of your life, and it just comes with it. I think going to art school though really prepared me for those mistakes and for getting criticism from art directors and stuff. Like sitting through art critiques in art school is like just so humbling, and you learn to develop like a really thick skin, and you also learn to look at criticism as a really great opportunity to learn and grow. So the failures always, you know, they suck, but they're also opportunities to get better. So, you know, you gotta kind of welcome them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that. How influential do you think having a support system is in this field? And what advice would you give to aspiring artists who don't have the strongest support systems?
Oh yeah, I think on that, I've been always really lucky to have strong support from my family. My mom and my dad have always been really like, you want to be an artist, go for it. And I've never had anyone in my family tell me that I shouldn't pursue it. So I've been really, really fortunate. I think that is an extremely important part as far as feeling confident and going into it. And if you don't have that support system, I think that's where community comes in, because you're gonna find that in an art program, in an art school, you're gonna be surrounded by people who might not also have support. And like, you kind of create your own little art family, and you have your own language and vocabulary, and you geek out on the same stuff. And that really carries you through, and they stay with you forever. Yeah, our community is top tier.
Notch. Yeah, top notch. Okay, I think this might be the last question. Is there anything you'd like WCC art students or potential art students to know about creating the art-centered lifestyle that we haven't already covered? What's the secret sauce?
Well, there's no secret sauce. There's none. It's just doing it because you love it. You know, being here. When I was going here, I mean, I feel like I spent all my time here because I just loved to be here. It was like such a comfortable place to be, and that's what your passion should be. It should feel comfortable. You should feel okay being in it. It should bring you to a happy place, you know. That's the secret sauce, is just loving what you do, because It's gonna be a roller coaster of emotions, and it's gonna be a lot of hard work, so you better love it.
Yeah, or else.
Yeah, or else.
This has been an exclusive artist interview with Shar Tuiʻasoa. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, cheers to a great interview, guys.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.